everybody, welcome back to the Positively Craig YouTube channel. Thanks very much for joining me again. I hope you've been enjoying my videos during this lockdown period. It's been real fun doing these for you. Hope you continue to enjoy them and you like the content that I'm doing. Today I'm coming back to you with a very serious topic today. It's to do with separation anxiety. I think it's something that now we're further into the lockdown, a lot of people are going to be struggling a bit more. It is going to be tougher for people to sort of deal with this as something that obviously a lot of people may know about, a lot of people don't know about or aren't sure about. Now, people associate separation anxiety with obviously children. You know, if you go back to work, if you are gone for long periods of time due to your job or for whatever reason, or if you have to drop your kids off for babysitting or anything like that. And that's one of the things that a lot of people get associated about, but it can be associated with adults as well. We do suffer with it also. It is quite tough in regards to how it can affect us. At the moment, obviously because of this lockdown, we're not able to see our family and friends. It's causing us a lot of issues. It can really affect your state of mind, not being able to see the people that you see on a regular daily basis. That's one of the real tough ones. A lot of people who suffer from it tend to have pre-existing medical conditions, from what I'm aware. Things you have like phobias of being separated, have depression or anxiety themselves, or even panic attacks. You know, there's a lot of things that can be associated with this, and this is some of the things that we need to look at, be conscious of, and try and find ways of dealing with it to help our mental state. Okay, so let's start with this. Okay, now one thing that I know it affects a lot of people with is your daily ability to do your normal tasks, to do your cleaning, to do your shopping, to do all these different things that you normally go on about. It is something that can cause you things like nausea, headaches, even sore throats. You know, it does bring you you down. You make yourself very ill with it. Because you're just so worried about this other, the other people you're separated from, because it could be, it could be a person, it could be persons, or it could even be a pet in some cases, because pets are like family to a lot of us, and not being able to see someone really important like that, it can really affect you. Now, I know I'm feeling a bit of anxiety from not being able to see my kids, due to them being in lockdown and in isolation due to the mum not having quite a low immune system, so she's not able to be in contact with anybody because she's on the risk list. So that's tough for me. I'm struggling to cope with the fact that I don't get to see them. I'm sure there's people out there, people like yourself, who are like that, who are separated maybe, and can't see their children or unable to see the children due to circumstances like that themselves, and it is tough. I know my daughter's suffering terrible because I've got a little dog. As I say, if you've seen back on my Sons Out Dogs Out video, you see my little Jack Chihuahua, Peanut. My daughter's missing him like crazy. I think she's probably missing him more than she misses me, which is quite funny. But it does affect everybody in their own way. People do suffer from that. Now, it is quite tough. We can, try do things to try and make things a little bit better. There is little tips and tricks and things we can do to aid ourselves through this. And this is what we're going to talk about today. Okay, so let's talk about some of those tips. Okay, so first tip is probably one of the easiest ones. Getting in contact with the people that you're missing. Okay, the first thing that we can do is, we've all got the luxury of having mobile phones, internet, ways of connecting with people, whether they are next door to you, whether they're around the corner from you, or whether the other side of the world. There's lots of things we can be doing. We've got social media we can be contacting people on. We can text message, we can phone, we can video call. These are things that will immediately relieve stress, immediately give you positivity in regards to how you're feeling. That anxiety will just flood away when you see their faces. Talk to them as if they were in the same room as you. Unfortunately, the one thing is, obviously, you can't reach out and hug that person. But you know what? Talk about that. Talk about that with the person and say, you know what? I miss your hugs. I miss our contact. I miss just being able to, being next to you, to sort of hug you, put my arm around you, make you feel better. Because that's something we can look forward to. Yes, it will make you a bit sad. It will make it a bit tough for you to think about now. But we've got this to come. Just imagine when this lockdown finishes, we get to all be released back out into the streets again. Oh God help us. We get to see our loved ones again, and you get to give them that hug. You are going to appreciate your family so much more, and your friends so much more, when you get to see them again in person for the first time. So that is something, that is a goal you need to look towards, and something that you really need to aspire to getting forward to, because it is going to make a huge difference to us all once we get that in play. Okay, another thing that can help us is anxiety issues, things that we are suffering from. We can look at ways to improve that personally ourselves in the moment. So when we get a point where we're feeling a bit rough, we're feeling a bit panicky, heart pounding, thinking, oh my God, what about my family? What about this? What about that? Because I know I've felt the same. I'm feeling the same a little bit myself at the moment. Because the urge to just jump out and just go, you know what, I'm just going to get in my car and go and see them. I can't put my kids at risk. I can't put the kids' mum at risk. It's not fair. That would be selfish of me to do that. And I can't do that. So what do I do? What do I do in that point? I look at the things I can do. I look at breathing exercises. I've found that I've got an app on my phone, or an app on my watch, that measures like stress levels and various things. Now that's something that I've found quite useful in this situation, where it will help me moderate my breathing, help me control my pulse, help me control my anxiety feelings, and it coaches you through. Now I'm sure there's loads of apps out there. I'm not going to mention any, obviously, for copyright or anything like that. But there is lots of apps out there, and lots of things that you can do with your smart devices and smart watches that can help you with your breathing, help you with your anxiety, because I know they're really helping me at this point, and that's something that maybe you want to look into. Everybody's got a mobile phone, so everybody should be able to get hold of an app that can maybe help you with that, especially if you're obviously in isolation yourself, when it's going to be even tougher. It is something that you really should look into. It is important. See, also as well, it's the physical attributes of separation that can really be tough on us. Us feeling so low, us feeling so worried about our family members and people that we care about. You think about it for 1 second, and bang, you're right back into that moment. Your head's there. You're almost on that point of like, no, I can't. I'm this close to losing it. I'm this close to losing it. But you can't. You've got to stay strong. And this is the thing. It's affecting your health. Then, you get anxiety headaches. You feel sick at the thought of it. Nausea, and these are things that are produced by your own system. It could due to existing conditions that you've got. It could be original conditions that can be caused, that just sort of makes them escalate into further issues, and makes it a small problem that you had massive. and this is something, you know, that you are going to feel quite a lot at this moment, especially with everything that's going on. And I want you guys to be able to control that, try your best to control that, and try and think more positive about the things that you have got. Those things that you've got in your house, things that you've got that you were given by your family, things that you that are good memories. You look back at old videos, look back at old photographs, look at things that can sort of put you right back into that moment, bring you right back into the room again, put you right where you need to be, and center yourself. Try and center yourself back to where you feel like you've got control over a little bit. And I think that's something that we all need to work on. Everybody, I think, is feeling that at the moment. We do need to sort of try and find our own way of containing it and controlling it, because we are in control of this. Nothing's causing this other than our own anxiety. So it's our minds, it's our thoughts that are our worst enemy, and we need to control this. We need to get control of this and make it our master. You know what I mean? This is what we need to do. We've got to get this under control, and I know you guys can do it, because I believe in you guys. You all know you've got the ability. Sometimes it doesn't feel like it, but I know you can do it. Now, I'm going to get onto a subject which is a little bit more serious now. A little bit something that I'm hoping that a lot of us haven't been affected by, but it is unfortunate that a lot of the people out there either know or have somebody who unfortunately has passed due to this coronavirus, and this is one of the things. It's hard to grieve. It's hard to sort of come to terms with things that have happened, and this is I think one of the real tough things is that when people are unfortunately in hospital, they're in isolation. You can't be with them on the final moments, which is heart-wrenching. It's absolutely horrific that this has got to happen. But you've got to take comfort in, at least if you can take comfort in the fact that the unfortunate person who is in hospital, be it a loved one, be it a friend, family, would they want you to contract this? Would they want you to be with them at the final moments, knowing that potentially you could go the same way and get coronavirus and become sick and pass yourself? They wouldn't want that. They would not want that for you. It's easy for me to say, touch wood, I've not been affected by this, but in the bigger picture, we need to keep separated. It's the worst thing that can happen to anybody, is to not be there with a loved one or not to be with them in the final moments. But we also need to, for them and for the rest of our families, keep separated. Also as well, when it comes down to funerals as well, this is something which is sad. You can only have a couple of people there. Again, the social distancing, it's gone up. I think it's 34% funerals just in the northwest from this. It's absolutely appalling that we've had to do this. It's the likes of which we've never seen before, but it's something that I think we all need to embrace and understand what people are going through at this time. And if you are lucky enough that something like this hasn't happened to you, take comfort in that. This isolation, this separation, keeping apart from people, keeping people safe, keeping our NHS workers safe. This is the things we've got to focus on. It's so easy for us to get focused on the negative side of this, because there's so much of it which is negative. That you were bombarded on the news, the figures, the daily counts, the announcements, this is happening, there's no personal protection equipment, there's no this, we're running out of this. You're just getting non-stop from the news, negative. But you know what? The positives is the start on the trials of the vaccinations from today. Fingers crossed that this will lead to, you know, being successful. Then they can roll it out to the general public, and then hopefully this will be something in the future that will be a story, something we'll tell our kids, something we tell our grandkids. You know, where were you when I joined the coronavirus? What happened? What was it like? You know, and I'm hoping that one day it will become just a memory that I think we'll all learn from as a country and as a world, that we do need to do things differently. It's definitely a wake-up call for this generation and previous generations and future generations. We do have to be vigilant. We have to understand what this has been, understand what would we do if it happened again, and also put the measures in place like the government have done so it doesn't spread. And that's one thing that, you know, I'm happy about, is that we have been listening to the government, we have done the separation, and people are living because of this. Now that is down to you, it's down to me, it's down to all of us. So take that as a final thought of positivity, in that our loved ones, due to separation, even though it's hard on us, we're suffering from anxiety, we're separation anxiety from them, but they're safe. I'm happy in the knowledge of that. I hope you're happy in the knowledge of that. And let's hope that we'll beat this thing together, because that's how, the only way we're going to do it is together. So guys, I want to say a huge thank you. I know this has been a bit of a more serious video than previous ones I've had before, but I felt it was really important because it's something that we're all feeling at the moment. So I want to say thank you again. If you have any comments that you'd like to leave, if you scroll down to the bottom of the video, you see a comment section there. We want to leave any comments, any thoughts, anything that you think you'd like me to discuss, something that, you know, any topics that you'd like me to bring up and maybe go through with you guys. I'd be more than happy to do that. Please like my video, and if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, click the notification bell so you get to see my new videos. And once again, thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Okay, bye bye.